Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to create this digital clock. It is actually a very simple project, nothing too complex, just a few lines of JavaScript code. But through this project you will get a pretty good understanding about the JavaScript date object. So without any further ado, let's get started with it. This is our index.html file, and I have opened this through the live server extension of the Visual Studio Code. So at first we need to create the markup. It is very simple. I am just going to create a div with the id. Let's name this id my clock. The markup is done. We don't need to do anything here. Let's move on to the style.css. But we also need to add the CSS file. I forgot to do that, and also the script file. Okay, they all are done. Now let's move on to the style.css. Let's get the asterisk for universal selector. Let's make the padding 0, margin also 0, and the box sizing will be border box. Now it will remove any default stylings. Now let's target the body and give this a background color of black, so it will be completely black. For this clock, let's select the id, and I am going to give this a position of absolute because we want to make this position in the center. From top 50%, you already know how to do that, how to create an element centered in another element. So top 50%, from left it will be also 50%. Then we need to apply the transform. It will be translate around the x-axis minus 50% and around the y-axis also minus 50%. That should be completely centered. For demo, let's add some point here. Okay, now let's change the color. I am going to give this a color of on 7D4 FE. Let's make the font size to be 60 pixels. Letter spacing, let's make this 7 pixels. Let's save, and here is our clock. We actually don't need the text, so we are going to remove it. Now let's move on to the script.js. So in here we are going to display our digital clock. Let's inspect it. We are going to go over the console for something. Now let's talk about the JavaScript date object. I'm going to declare a variable here, let date. So now JavaScript had the date object, so we are going to create a new instance of that. So new date, and if we console.log it, let's see what we can get from here. Console.log date. So this is the output. This is the Tuesday, the month name, the date, and the year. Then this is our time. So for the digital clock we only need this time, right? We don't need anything here. So how we can get it? Actually we can get it pretty easily. Let's create a variable named ace. It will contain the hour. Let ace equal to date dot get hours. Now it will get the hours. We can console.log it and see the hour is now 6. Let's also console.log the date here again. So this is the 6, which is the hour, and as the same manner we can get the second, minute. So let's do that. Let m for the minutes, date dot get minutes. It will get us the minutes, and for seconds date dot get seconds. I am going to console.log each of them so you can understand it perfectly. So this is the hour, then this is the minute, then the seconds. So everything is fine, right? We don't need to console.log anymore. Now how we can display it on the browser? It is actually very easy. We have got this idea of my clock. We are going to insert the text inside here, inside this div. So we are going to grab that with JavaScript document dot get element by id. This is the id name, and we are going to change the inner HTML of it. So inner HTML, and then we need to apply the thing we want to display. So let's give it a name of time. It doesn't matter, it's just a variable we are just going to create. So let's do that. Let time equal to, we need to display this variable, right? And we also need to display the semicolon. That's why we are going to use the backticks. We can directly use the variable. So let me show you how we can do that. We are going to use the $sign, then the curly bracket, and inside this curly bracket we can just apply the variable name directly. Then we need a colon, actually we need a clone, then a space, then again the minutes, then clone and second. Let's save. Now here we go. As you can see here, this is 6:18 AM, but the thing here is we just displayed it here, but the changes are not live. We need to refresh it to get the new time, but that's not how we want, right? We want this clock to be live. That's why we can repeat this function. We can run this function repeatedly over time. There is a function for that in JavaScript which is set timeout. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to include all of this code inside a function. So let's do that. Function, let's name it show date, and inside this function I am going to just cut all of it and paste it here. Now we are going to run this show date function repeatedly. That's why we are going to use set timeout. First we need to apply the function name which is show date, then the interval. So it will be millisecond. Suppose we want to run the function again and again after 1000 millisecond. Let's save, and it is not actually working because we need to run this function. So show date, and now it is perfectly fine, but we want to add some other functionalities with the clock. It is currently a 24 hours clock, but we don't want that. We also don't want that to be like this in single digit. We can also add a 0 before it when it's a single digit, and we can remove the 0 when it is double digit. So let's do it. To make it double digit, we can modify the variables. So let's see how we can do that. We can use an if else statement. So if the hour is less than 10, then the hour will be a 0 plus then the hour, and else when the hour is a double digit, that means when the hour is more than 10, we don't want this 0 here. So is equal to is. It's simple as that. Let's save. Now we got this 0, but it is very difficult to write all this code for this simple action. There is a shorthand for that. We are going to use it now. So the shorthand is when the hour is less than 10. It's a shorthand for the if else statement. Then there will be an interrogation mark, and if it is true, then let's add a 0, then the hour. If not, colon, it will be only the ace. So we are going to assign all of this to ACE. So ACE equal to this. Now let's comment this out and save. It is working just fine. So we can remove it and we can create some copy. So it will be also applicable for minute and second. Okay, everything is fine. Now we are going to make it 12-hour clock instead of the 24 hours clock. That's why we can use another variable for displaying the AM or PM. I'm just going to only display the PM here, but if you want you can also display the AM if you want. So how we can do that? We are going to use an if statement. If the ACE is equal to 0 and in the 12 hours clock, sorry, it will be the curly bracket, in 24 hours clock when the hour is 0, that means in 12 hours clock the hour is actually 12. Now if the hour is more than 12, then we want to minus the 12 from hour. So suppose in 12 hours time when the time is 22 hour, that means in 12 hours clock it's actually 10 PM, right? So that's what we are going to do. We are going to minus 12 from the hour. So it's minus 12. We don't need to write all of this because we can also make this a shorthand. So it will be ACE minus equal to 12. These two has the same functionality. It means it also minus 12 from the ACE. So we can remove it. We are going to create a new variable named session. Let's do that. Let session, and we can actually keep it empty, but in that case suppose in here we are just going to display the PM. So let's try session, it will be PM, but when this is not a PM, when the hour is not more than 12, then it will be displayed as undefined, or maybe it will show a error. Let's see, $sign and the session. Let's save, and as you can see it is undefined. So that's why in here we are going to just keep it as an empty string. Now it will display no undefined. When the clock will be more than 12, we can actually try it. Let's change the time zone and see, now it is PM. I hope you like this video, and if you want to get the source code, I will upload the source code in the GitHub repository. I will add the link in the description below, so you can get there and download it. I hope you like this video, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up and share it. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.